Okay, so continuing on with the math review for introductory physics. Next, I want to talk about right triangle trigonometry. So in a right triangle, we identify the opposite side, the adjacent side, and the hypotenuse. And you might recall that we can relate the sine of the angle, the cosine of the angle, and the tangent of the angle to these three sides. So the sine of the angle is the opposite side over the hypotenuse. That's the length of the opposite side divided by the length of the hypotenuse. And then the cosine of the angle theta is the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse, and the tangent of the angle theta is the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. So there's an easy way to remember these. You've probably seen this before. That would be SOHCAHTOA. So how do you use this? So remember that the sine of theta, that's what the S stands for, is opposite divided by hypotenuse. And then the cosine of theta, that's what the C stands for, is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And then finally, tangent, that's what the T stands for, tangent of theta is opposite divided by adjacent. So it's just a simple mnemonic device, can help you remember what order things go in for the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. So let's use it. Suppose we have a triangle, and we know the three sides, 3, 4, hypotenuse is 5, and then the angle theta. You should always check and make sure it's a right triangle because this only works for right triangles. And we can find the sine, the cosine, and the tangent of this angle theta. So sine, remember, is opposite over hypotenuse. That's the SO part of SOHCAHTOA. So opposite is 4 in reference to this angle. Hypotenuse is 5. So the sine of theta is 4 divided by 5, 4/5. Cosine of theta, remember, is adjacent over hypotenuse. That's the K part in SOHCAHTOA. And so adjacent is 3, hypotenuse is 5. This would be 3/5. And then finally, the tangent, remember, is opposite over adjacent. That's the TOA part of SOHCAHTOA. So the opposite is 4, the adjacent is 3. The tangent of theta would be 4/3. Now remember when you're doing this that you can only use SOHCAHTOA for right triangles. So if you're going to find the sine, cosine, or tangent of an angle and you're going to use SOHCAHTOA, you got to make sure that that triangle has a 90-degree angle. Make sure that it's a right triangle. Otherwise, this won't work.